Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry for the long period in between my videos. Been kind of under the weather like a couple of times. Uh, I got checked a couple times for Covidicus 19us, and it was negative. Who knows? Whatever. I'm, I'm definitely allergic to cannabis. I've had some major problems because of where I work with breathing and coughing up stuff. But anyway, um, I can't remember the name of the guy that where I got these word tracks from, and I'll put it in the comments. I want to give him a shout out, for lack of a better term. I don't want to steal anybody's intellectual property. I've said all of these things before, but I'm using some of his word tracks here. So this is pretty good stuff. I think you're going to like this. To start off with, to set the stage a little bit, way back, the Catholic Church owned fisheries. And I'm talking way back here. Okay? They may still, but when business went down, it was down, they made it a sin to eat meat on Friday. And guess what? Fish business went up on Friday. And the reason I mention that is that it's an example of a statute in a way. And so I'm going to talk about a few things here, but let me just ask you a simple question to ask yourself. If there is no victim, is there a crime? Just ask yourself that question. If there is no victim, if there is no damage done to anybody, is there a crime? If you've watched this channel for a while, you know the answer is no. And this is in the Constitution, if you happen to be from the United States. But that's universal in law. No victim, no crime. No damage, no crime. So let's talk about something you can say if you're pulled over by a police officer. Firstly, I would have both hands on the wheel. These guys and gals have guns and clubs, and they know just enough to think that they can beat you and shoot you if you don't comply. So, both hands on the wheel, and you could say something like, "Hello, sir," or "Ma'am, what is your emergency?" Now, that's something that you wouldn't think that you would say. But the lights on that squad car or police car are emergency lights. They are put there to signal you to get out of the way so that they can get to the emergency faster. If you haven't damaged anybody's property or their body, infringed on their liberty or due process, you couldn't have done anything. They're not pulling you over for anything, right? What's your emergency? How can I help? He might say something like, do you know why I pulled you over? Now, you're best off not to say no, or certainly not to say, was I speeding? Because he's been trained. He doesn't even know this, but he's been trained to ask you specific questions so that you will answer in such a way as to put yourself in his employer's jurisdiction. And so, you know, your best thing to say, or what I would say, this is not legal advice, is to say, I'm happy to help in any way with whatever you're talking about upon you proving your jurisdiction over me. Very simple. They can't do it. If, which could happen, they start insulting you in such a way as, what are you, one of those sovereign citizens, yada, yada, yada. Just take the ticket. Reserve your rights above or below your signature. All rights reserved. Or not. You know, I would. And then you can just do an affidavit of standing that you mail to the court. You know. And that's a really non-confrontational way to do it, which I think a lot of people would prefer. Because anytime someone is claiming that you broke the law, they're trying to bring you into their jurisdiction or their world of fiction. Rather than answer their question, which would bring you into their fiction jurisdiction, instead demand that they prove their jurisdiction over you. In effect, to use a parable, they are ordering fish and chips at a pizza parlor. You sit down at a pizza parlor and you order fish and chips or sushi, and they say, we don't have that here. And you say, but I order you to get me some. Well, you're in the wrong restaurant. So that's an example of no jurisdiction. Hope that makes sense to you. They simply don't have that type of food there, no matter how emphatically you order it. So, no jurisdiction, no contract. Everything is contractual. Whether they know it or not, you know it. These officers are employees of a municipal organization doing business as the town or city of where you live, county, state, or even country. These employees and their employers are not your government. You know, this goes back to 1871, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that. I've gotten into that in other videos. This one's going to be a little long, but it's going to be good. So, what this municipality does is they draw this imaginary circle or imaginary boundary around a particular geographical area, and they create fictional charges for which not one is an actual crime in which there is a damaged individual. If you park in the wrong place, they say is the wrong place, who got hurt? Who was damaged? Nobody. Or if you see, like you would see on a court case, or you've heard on TV, right? The people versus so-and-so, you know, for speeding. Okay. So the entire population of that state was damaged by the velocity of your transport, even if no property or physical part of any of the people's bodies were damaged? I mean, you know, you really just have to use some critical thought. That doesn't make any sense. Where's the damage? No damage, no crime. Furthermore, where's the contract that you signed, or I signed, agreeing to these statutes, mandates, and codes? Because any contract that is enforced or assumed that you did not enter into is fraud. There is no statute of limitations on fraud. They are breaking the law. They may not know it, but they are. It's your duty to know how to stop and correct and sue them. That's how this country works. That's how the world works. You know, I've heard when I was younger, oh, everybody's sue happy. Well, they should be. They certainly should be. They shouldn't be throwing fists and emoting with their pie holes. They should be writing affidavits. Anyway. You see, the moment someone tries to administer your property, your body, or your business, money, or life, they are presuming that you have injured the state. Well, is that Mrs. State, Mr. State? Who is this person? I've never met them. Do they have a verifiable claim showing their damage? Because that's what you should be asking for. Where's the injured live being that has been damaged, that has a verifiable claim of that injury? You can say, I am a natural-born man, living and breathing. I only deal with other natural-born beings. I don't deal with fictions, municipalities, corporations, or fairy tales. Because that's what this is. I mean, you guys really had done as much research as I have. It's laughable. It's absolutely laughable. So let's say an authority, whatever it is, police, whatever it is, you violated this law. Could be IRS, doesn't matter. You violated this law. Oh, okay. Show me where it says that I, in my case, Harold Hutchins, am subject to that law. Just show me where it says that I, specifically I, am subject to that specific law. The authority, well, you're a citizen of the United States. My response, show me where it says I'm a citizen of the United States. Where does it say that? Where's the contract? Where's the paper with my signature that says that? I am a man domiciled in the geographical area known as Virginia or the United States, whatever state you may be in. Show me where it says that I am bound to obey your statute, laws, and codes. Show me a contract with my signature that says I agree to abide by these corporate rules. These are fantastic things that you can say. You know, going back to the affidavit of status, you're basically saying, you've got the wrong guy. I reside in the geographical area of your town. However, I am not, nor have I ever been, a subject, resident, citizen, taxpayer, et al., E-T-A-L, in other words, you know, on and on, of the municipal corporations doing business as the city or town of, or county of, or United States of America. I am created by God, and only God can administer my property. I am the property of no man. That is slavery. If anyone can prove that any of the statements made in this affidavit are materially false enough for me to change or amend this affidavit, they have 10 days to submit in affidavit form proving their claim that this is a false document. Failure to do so implies consent. These are great word tracks that you can use. You mail this to somebody and they are not going to bother you, okay? So let me end with this this statement and think about this, okay? Who are they to darken your door and presume ownership of you? Who are they to darken your door and presume ownership of you? Do you own your body? Do you own what is considered your property? How can somebody tell you what to do with what is yours? They can't. Unless you assume that they do and then consent to it. That's the game. That's what they're doing. I gotta get home. I'm just doing this in the car so you guys don't hear the freaking smoke detector beeps. There's a couple of them that have been taken out, and so I've changed all the batteries. Doesn't work, just so you know. Love you guys as usual, man. I appreciate you. I hope you like this. Hope to be doing some more soon. Take care of yourself.